Just
do it.
start it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
just get rid of Chrome and just restart it.
Okay, so now we're good. We should be back up and it's green. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So you've got
Okay, so
chat.
hopefully that's better.
Yeah, it's green now. So, but now I just can't see it. Okay, cool. Whatever. All right. Sorry guys for technical difficulties, man. Just, new environment. Like I said, my house I think would be okay, but I probably like the furthest away from the Wi-Fi too right now. I'll get a better spot next time. Um
Yeah,
so we
we at
were
least got the audio fixed.
yeah, we got the audio fixed. Now, new location, new environment. All right, so we were talking about Atlantis Rising, talking about the impact of the items dropping. Now let's talk about this new character that is introduced, the golden seahorse, the yellow seahorse. So the yellow seahorse was there, and people every time the yellow seahorse popped, that's when we got coins. And I figured it was the golden seahorse, and I think it was Muggy. And was there another character? Because maybe someone else can help me with that. I believe it's just those two characters. If they popped up, or I think it might have been just the yellow seahorse. If they popped, you knew you were getting Atlantis coins. And so the multiply, or if you had multiple yellow seahorses, that was the amount of coins you got. I never saw one, so I'm gonna count the yellow seahorse as two Atlantis coins, and everyone you got was available, would give you a certain amount of coins. So, and I don't know when it started going to odd numbers. I think the max coins you saw was a 15. The max coins I saw was a 12. So from
12.
from a single board. So yeah, how did that work for you, that dad?
But thinking about it, I'm trying to think because I was auto farming so much. That 15 might have come from when I completed a level I hadn't completed yet. So maybe in my
Oh,
head I just added up the 5 and the 10
got you,
because after that I never saw anything higher than 10.
got you.
So maybe just in my head when I did it, that's what I was thinking. But 10 for sure. But now I'm doubting myself if I got a 15 drop or if I just added in the 5 and the 10 from the advanced level.
Got you, got you.
So, but nonetheless, I mean, 10 is still really, really good altogether. And I only used a couple world energy flasks. I didn't farm incredibly as much as I was anticipating just because my time got restrained. It was me, my wife's anniversary. It was my stepdaughter's birthday and summertime for my kids. So the weekend got a bit crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's to be expected. I was stuck in a car driving, so it's click easy to do. Yo, click
Yeah.
auto, click auto, click auto. So, are we making speculations about this yellow seahorse? Do we believe this is the next rare or epic coming to the Atlantis for the new characters?
I would anticipate that. I would anticipate that. What the meta is going to be, we don't know.
Now,
But it would make sense.
my biggest thought when it comes to yellow epics, and the biggest thing they're lacking and what I want from yellow epic. You know what I want?
It's a defense down, a
N-
triple hitter like a
no.
Tibertus or no.
Almost, but my number one thing I want for Yellow Epic is Yellow Epic Healer. They don't have a healer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I want the
you're
Yellow Epic
that's the
Healer.
other one on our list, right? Because
Yeah,
we've always talked about those two. We need a yellow with just a regular defense
it's
down
defense
like a
down
Tibertus
and it's
or
healing. Yes.
and it's healing. So and the epics need both. The legendaries just need the regular shield down like in a
Yeah.
Sarnia type or
Yep.
something like
They
that.
need a defensive downer. They don't have that.
But a yellow epic with the defense down would be needed, and or a yellow healer would epic healer would be great.
So the next question, because we're dealing with season two, would be because it's a yellow seahorse. Clearly, that's an Atlantis family. Um, an Atlantis family tree, right? We're thinking that's gonna be Atlantis family because
Yeah,
we got Muggy, which we'll get into him later, and he went to Laguna. But now, if they're doing this in order, we should actually get someone for the Samoto family, and they should have the flower. But we really didn't get a. I really didn't see, and I really didn't farm the Samoto area of season two, so if I don't know if we're gonna get the Samoto hero next, and then the Seahorse will be the third tier, or will they drop both on the next one because we got Ursena and we got Muggy this time, which were the rare and the legendary, and then maybe they drop the epic in another epic. Who knows? Um, we do hope that we have a defensive down healer or a healer or defensive down yellow for epic. Or do you think the seahorse probably could be rare? It'd just be another rare, and then they do the rare release, and they do the epic release, and they do the legendary release.
I could see them doing that. But SG sometimes has a real random way of doing stuff.
Right.
So, like Atlantis Rises, that they gave us a lot of teasers about what's to come this year, but they never teased us about Atlantis Rises. That
No.
one, unless until it was in beta, was pretty much in the dark. So that does leave me excited for more of the future, is because we know that these great updates are coming out, and then they come out with even better stuff that they haven't even told us about yet.
Yeah.
So um SG, they, I'm just like, hands up. You know what? Whatever they do, they're gonna do, and I'm just excited for the way the game is going. If they release all the new 3 stars first and just slowly release them into the 4s, into the 5s, to get the amount of heroes balanced from season 1 to season 2, get the quantity of each color and rarity
Yeah.
around the same amount of heroes, then yeah. But I don't know if they're going to get as many heroes as season 1. I definitely want to see more epics for sure, though.
Yeah. I definitely want to see more epics. I liked what they were doing. They kind of had a teaser. We had no idea Muggy was coming, and then we knew Ursena was coming. Now the update did say what you said last time, characters, so plural. So we expected characters, but we really got a release of 3. So we really have the yellow seahorse, we have Muggy, and we have Ursena. So, and we would
Yeah,
think the yellow seahorse would be a playable character. Now, was Muggy in the story before? Was he actually an NPC before? I believe he was, right? He was in the Laguna NPC like fighting playlist, right? Like
I would have to go back. But we do know that SG does like to pull little minions and little enemies out and make them into hero of the months and new heroes and stuff. Like if you look at Onatel, her whole family is consisted of troops. Like the what are they? The monastic battle mages, the
right,
4-star mana troops.
right,
They look like they're related to Onatel. You go to on season 1 level, I think it's 9-1, and you have an Aegir, a wild frost warrior, but he's freaking Aegir. Victor came from season 1.
Malovia. Yep.
Um, yep.
Well,
Margovia.
I don't know if you talked about Evelyn, but Evelyn's also a troop hero too, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Evelyn is also like a troop hero. But yeah, Victor is the vampire master on Province 18 Margovia stage 9. He might be through the rest of it, but um, so they do like to pull the heroes out from different areas of the game and put them in. So um, I don't remember Muggy being in there, but maybe he was.
Yeah, maybe he
I
was. I
I haven't farmed every level of season 2 enough to know. Maybe someone in the chat knows that and can let everyone know. Or if you're watching this later, just let us know in the comments section below what level Muggy is from, if he is.
right.
Um, but let's talk about this little dude's tech. Now you
Let's
maxed your
do it.
Muggy out right away.
I did max my mug out right away. After I read it, I was like, even if I got this wrong, I think this is cool, and I think
No,
he's gonna be
I
worth.
don't think you got it.
You know,
I don't think you got it wrong.
well, when you're reading it, you're like, oh, okay, he reses everybody to a muggy. That's the part you were kind of confused about, and then you didn't realize what the slash was gonna do, the fierce slash. So after doing the research, after doing some testing on live, and actually playing him, Muggy is the real deal. Um, I think of Muggy as a Mother North esque, but instead of the minion adding, he makes himself. So he's kind of like a Mr. Mime almost, except he just mimics himself everywhere. Um, I think he is a I think he's definitely worth. If you have a Muggy, max your Muggy. Um, And when it comes to these rare tournaments, which I think the next one might be a rare, or actually, I think yeah, the next one might be a rare tournament. If they allow green, I think Muggy's definitely going to be there. I think he's also another one of those characters that his special matches his class. He's a fighter, so he has that resurrecting his buddies and himself, and he also can resurrect himself as a fighter. Um, yeah, I maxed him. I don't like the only thing I have to say I don't like about him is his little icon he puts on everybody. It looks like the reverse poop icon. It's like it's almost like if you ate too much vegetables, poop icon. That's what his icon looks like. It's like poop green muggy with two yellow
Well,
eyes.
I mean, if you look at the backdrop on his card, there's all kinds of trees. He's in some lush area, so he's eating those greens really hard. Yeah,
Yes,
he's
he is.
definitely pooping green.
And he found some
So
corn for his eyes.
now, okay, so what about for these new players that don't have our deep 3-star bench and they happen to pick up a Muggy? Because the chances to pull Muggy were pretty good.
Yeah, they were pretty good. I honestly
I,
would
I I pulled a few myself very easily.
Yeah. I would make Muggy. I would definitely add Muggy to your lineup. I think he is probably in the top five rares right now in the game, hands down. And the reason he's not necessarily in that top spot is because of the timing of his special versus I'd prefer heroes that their special goes off and it doesn't matter when it goes off. It always is helpful. Muggy's special goes off and you're low health. You have really just, you almost hit the reset button. Um, it's going to be great against, like, for instance, you're running those fast special events in the tournament, and
Mhm.
they've got the Umber and they've got the Jahard, I think his name, and let's say they had Oberon, right? And let's say all three went off and killed your whole team or got your team down low enough to where you're starting to get picked off. Well, if Muggy's in your five spot pops off, you just got a reset button, and now you have five Muggies going at him with triple slash. Let's talk about his fierce slash. It hits three people. Like, now you have five triple hitters, including him if he died. That's crazy. That's insane. Like, so now, like, literally, if the whole team got wiped and Muggy was on board, you literally could wipe the team right back because if the special skill goes off and up, that's a wrap. Like, it's you know what I mean? Like, triple hit
Yeah.
times five, and it's increased damage to 60%, I believe, at max. Um, don't quote me on that, but I believe Muggy's attack and fierce slash is increased. His defense is down, but like if he has a chance to go off, or those heroes have their specials at death and they go off again, hit all three of them, like that it's he's almost the get back character. He's kind of the cross. He's like a Mother North esque, Albie esque because of the res, but then at the same time he's also got that triple hitter, and I think it's even damage. I don't think it's like tapered off. I think everybody gets the same amount of damage, which is also awesome. He's already buzzing with a nickname. I don't know if you caught that dad, but that's Thuggy Muggy. So
Yeah,
like
yeah. He looks like a little thug. He looks like a little punk, just like like a stupid 12 or 14-year-old kid who's just like a little punk and messing with people on the beach.
You know,
Like,
you know who he is? I just thought about it. It just as soon as you said little punk and then the knife. So that's not a knife. This is a knife. He's that dude that robbed Crocodile Dundee in the train station or tried to. You know,
yeah,
that's
and
exactly what it
like
looks like.
you know what's funny is if his knife is trying to compensate for something, that something must be really small.
Well, he actually, I believe, if I'm quoting him right, besides the dwarf, he's the smallest character in the game. The only other person that might be as small as him is Agui, but I think his head's bigger. So Thuggy Muggy,
I feel like Thuggy Muggy is smaller
yeah, he is.
than Agwe.
I think he's the smallest character in the game, but he's making a large impact, and I definitely,
I mean, the dude works out. Look at it. He's got some arms to him.
yeah, I mean, but if you're an
You
inch
know
tall, it's not hard to do a one hand upside down
that
handstand push up. So
that's true.
yeah,
That's true. Now I have an idea of where he would be placed as far as defense.
okay,
Um, Mother North and Albie are better in the rear, in the corner.
right,
Because you want the team to die, and then you want them to resurrect the whole team.
right,
This is opposite. You don't want him in the rear.
Okay.
Because if he's the last alive, what good is his special going to be?
Right. Right. I agree 100%
So
with you.
to me, with Gunner being a top tank, having a Muggy and a Belief next to your Gunner,
Okay, so we're talking about Muggy next to Belief.
say reds aren't allowed
Okay.
for a rare event, throw up your Gunner tank because Gunner's the best. Gunner and Gilray are possibly two of the best tanks for rares.
Okay. Right.
So you throw your Muggy in your Belief and right next to your Gunner. You're healing, and if someone happens to die, there you go with that fast mana Muggy just
Yeah.
clearing them up.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I agree.
I have pretty good defense with my Gunner. I have no issues with my defense when I'm able to put Gunner on there for the tournaments. And having someone like Muggy just to protect my Namahage. Say reds are allowed. Namahage is a great hitter, but he dies easily. So something like that. Or Malia. Malia is great on defense, but she does die easier, and she is in the rear. So I'm really excited to get my Muggy up. It's going to be a little bit. I'm not going to push for him right away because I have too many legendaries, and I'm trying to get up to 80 right now.
I agree. I agree. I think what happened with me is I was like, oh man, we got something to talk about. I was like, I have this TC1 going already. Let me go ahead and just blast him out. And he was done in a day. Um, Recently got some Vice on my TC1, and I guess I applied it to Muggy before I even thought about it now. But I just wanted to have them. I thought it'd be good to go over. I didn't have Ursenia ready to go. Muggy worked out really well, and so he was
Yeah.
fun.
How many pulls did you do on this banner?
Ooh, so we did the total. I cleared the box. I cleared the box, and I think after Atlantis Rising, I was able to do maybe 5 individual pulls. Yeah,
Gotcha. So you wailed out yet again.
I went a little ham, but you know why I went a little ham. I went a little ham so I could get a little bag. That's what happened. I used all my
Yeah.
hams to get more bags. Yeah, I went
Yeah.
crazy. I started off this event with roughly 6,000 gems, some change, because I think I had enough for that after that last pull after the live stream. Um, we had the owl event go off, which everybody got that dart, so can't fault me for that. So that puts me up to 8,000 hams or 8,000 gems. And after going crazy with using a total of 300 plus, almost 400 tickets, I'm back down to 3,100 some gems now. So yeah,
Gotcha.
I went crazy.
But I mean, we both had some decent pulls this banner.
Yes,
For
yes.
me, as a cheap to play, I actually had some pretty good pulls.
When you guys hear that dad's
Um,
pulls, it's gonna be crazy. Like he
yeah.
had nutty,
S- s-
super good pulls.
So I set myself up for success. I had a 50 TC 20, 48 TC 20 training save.
Right.
So out of those, I got two Elenas.
Okay.
One Elena I will never touch. She'll just stay at 1-1 for as a showpiece for who knows how long.
Right.
The other Elena I'm saving for when we can trade in heroes for whatever we can do.
Right.
I got a Kagan too, so this is my second Kagan. I already have one at 70. I don't really see a need for a second one, so I'll save him for trade.
Okay.
And I pulled a Richard though.
Nice.
So Richard, if you guys are newer players, Richard is arguably behind Aegir, is maybe the best blue tank behind Aegir.
I'm gonna go with that. I'll agree with that.
That's up for debate.
It is, but I'll go
Um,
with that.
yeah. So arguably the second best blue tank. Um, but then so my here come in my Atlantis coins. I finished up season two advance. So I had like 15 pulls. Overall, I ended up doing about 32 pulls on Atlantis or so. No. I did 35 pulls on Atlantis.
Okay.
So, but my first one came from a token, and it was Missandra, my very first pull.
Nice.
And then I got a couple Proteuses. Not sure if I'm going to keep both of them yet or not, but this is my first Proteus, Triton, and Inari off of a yet another Atlantis token.
Nice.
So
Like
yeah,
you did really good with
so
that. That was crazy.
I, I didn't get Margaret, but I mean, going up six legendaries in one day is you can't really complain about that, especially But that was like my last time using TC20. I'm
Yes.
not even going to use it for storage right now because I have so many heroes to level up, and I level up my heroes faster without a TC20.
Yes, you do because you have more
So
time to get that you have that
yeah,
time for that hero to build up.
yeah.
Maybe that's a slight topic we need to talk about hitting on the end of season 2. So is it time for people to stop using um TC20?
I think a lot about this game, and a lot of the time when players give advice, it's tends to be based on their own account. So take take this with a grain of salt of what's best for your account. Some whales, it might make sense for them just to keep storing up their TC20 for the food storage and stuff like that.
Right.
Um, because they're only leveling up one or two legendaries a month because they're just waiting for those legendaries to pop. And so
Right.
they need that food storage to be able to instantly max their legendary once they're ready.
Okay.
For players like me right now, where I have I just finished up my Anzog this morning, so now I'm gonna finish up my Frida. She's at level one Ascension 4, so I'll finish her up in a few days. But then I'm going to Inari, who's at 1-1, um, and some time. And I don't think it's really worth it for me to store up food because I like cranking out 7 days without any trainer heroes. And if you have a TC20 to level up your heroes faster, it actually kind of slows you down.
Right.
But also at the same time, a newer player, they just can't do what I do because they run out of food too quickly, leveling up that fast, stuff like that. So it depends on where your account is at. If you don't have a lot, if you're free to play and you don't have any legendaries, I would say then get three TC20s going and just run those for a month or two and then stop. But for accounts like mine, when you're working on a bunch of heroes and you have so much going on, I don't see the purpose in it. For accounts like yours, where you have just 95 legendaries waiting to be fed,
101.
and you're not ahead of your game to where you're just maxing out a legendary right away. 101 now, excuse me.
Yeah, 101.
Jeez Louise. Wait.
Yeah, you know what's funny? So you're talking about you got 6 legendaries and 30 pulls, which is great. So I did roughly 3 sets of 30. So let's go 90 plus the 5, whatever. And I got basically 6 to 5. I think I got a double Richard. We got another Tarlac. I got another
Mhm.
Sarnia, and I got Ursena, excuse me, I messed it up. And then I got somebody off that I had a double of. I had another
You
Richard.
don't even know.
I don't
You
even know,
don't
man.
even know.
Oh, Elkanon. I got another Elkanon. So Elkanon
Oh,
was
that's
that's
right.
my triple
That's
Elkanon.
right.
That's what it was. I was like somebody from season 1. So yeah, I just posted. I was that everybody's probably like looking at me looking around. I was actually looking to get my phone. I couldn't find it. So then because I had wanted to get Muggy stats because we didn't really go over that. And then for some reason I think the slideshow is not working. But whatever, or maybe it's the same picture. So the stats on Muggy at 50 were 634, 370. Okay, I have two different stats. Okay, I see what I did there. Okay, 372 I think was the defense, which is not good, and then the health is 421. 373 is the defense and 420 is the health. And what I was trying to do is give you guys opportunity to read the card, but it's so small I can't even read it. So clearly my efforts were not very well. But with his defense being so low, you were talking about putting him next to those super tanks. I definitely think he definitely needs to be next to a gunner. Not that gunner won't give him the defensive up, but he needs that defensive up, and he might need a slight little bit of health boost because he's really low health. But like he hits pretty good. A 634 for a 3 star is not that bad. I
Y-
believe that's
Yeah.
close to hotel, if I'm not mistaken, at normal.
hmm
Let me look.
I feel like he might shine on a that tile damage is stupid, by the way.
Yeah, the
I
tile damage
feel
is
that
good.
I feel that he might shine more on offense, especially for the tile damage,
Right.
than defense. But I'm really anxious to see how Muggy performs fighting against him and performs on defense for ourselves on tournaments.
So people know Muggy has more offense than Hotal does at Epic. He has,
hmm
and the next one to him is Sabina. So everybody has more. So Hotal is the lowest attack Epic in the game, but Muggy has more offense than him. But then the defense and the health is where he's lacking. So it's just one of those give and takes. But when he comes back, your guys are like that much stronger. So that's a great thing. So let's move forward and go to the other new hero that we recently just got. Let's talk about your girl. Let's talk about
Yeah, I mean,
Ursena.
not much of a surprise. She's what were her max stats again? I think I took a
Ah,
picture of her.
I'm gonna not gonna front. I missed them. I
I'm
do not have them.
I'm hoping I took a screenshot of her
If anybody has
of the mod.
max stats of Ursena, they could type them out in chat too. That helps us. Um, I
So, but I don't remember her being as tanky as Mitsuko. She seemed more balanced, if I
okay.
remember. High balanced, but not as tanky as Mitsuko.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, what's gonna happen when we have when the whales have five of these defense heroes on a rainbow team
You know,
where they have
I
a
think
shield reflex?
I think they really gotta revisit the shield reflect because they could keep the shield reflect. I just think it needs to be they gotta get away from all of it being special. I think it's very improbable that you would have five different shield reflects up at one time in a raid. Don't get me wrong, so there's a balance there. But if you happen to get that board where you did have three or four and somebody's running that color team, that's just insane. I mean,
I
uh,
mean, but let's look at the tech.
okay.
So Mitsuko hits and does a mana down.
Yes, she does.
Okay. Ursina hits and does the
See if I can add her card real quick
yeah
because
yeah bring her card up
I just took a picture of her card.
because I don't want to say the wrong tech.
Right, right. She does. She first off she hits all. I believe her maximum percentage for all I think was like one. Yeah, you know what? I'll just wait for the stats to come up. I don't have a max card of her.
But what does her special skills do?
Her special skills as the yellow shield
Yeah
reflect on special, and she hits harder to holy heroes. That's for
yeah.
sure.
So so if they keep bringing out these reflective heroes and they all have different types of tech, maybe one's a healer. They might be setting us up for all five reflect a team that is viable.
I believe we know they do like you recycling heroes a different way, like we were talking about with last week with the Nari and talking about Margaret, how the dodge can go defense up, offense up. We already got the
Yep.
mana, we already got the minion, so clearly with this reflect, we have a mana down already, and now we have a. Let me see. Let me pull her card up. Looks like damage, and she does increase damage if they're above 50%, and then also she hits harder for holy, and then she all allies get to reflect, and then yeah, I think that's it. And it's 4 turns, so she gets increased damage based off the health being increased, 50% health remaining. Oh no, hold on. Deals additional 190 damage if the target has more than 50% health. So at full health, she hits harder. So she is a opener and like Kageboro. Her and Kage are opener specials. The nice thing is that she's average. I love that. She's gonna be right after Kutchin. She's gonna be my sixth purple. Um,
Yeah,
I think
I
I was
think
gonna
I think that's a solid purple
I was
for
gonna go
sure.
Aaron, but I believe with Kutchin and having a Sarnia. or excuse me, with having Cutchin and
Ursena.
Ariel. No, no, Cutchin and Ariel because they're both healers. I
Mm,
don't know if I need
yeah.
another heal over time because I have a Tarlac. So I think it's
Yeah.
one of those things. We're gonna have to change it. But again, we're
Well,
not talking.
I mean,
Go ahead.
Kutchin
Sorry.
is a better healer than Aaron. Yeah, by far.
Yes, yes, yes. And then those two techs are completely different. But this one, having a yellow shield on defense, the only problem I have with her is that she's a sorcerer. Now, if they make all now what they could do to balance this, and I throw this out there to actually hopefully help you guys and help myself, is they make them all sorcerers. So you have to pick which reflective shield you really want. And now, if they did that, that would balance it out. So that way, someone doesn't have like you know max level Mitsuko, a max level or Ursena, and have a max level Persina and max level Putsuko, whatever it's going to be called, and they're all doing different colors. But if they're all sorcerers, you have to take some time and really make a decision of which way you want to go.
Yeah,
I'm
because
clear.
what is Ursena?
Ursena is a sorcerer as well, so she
So they stuck. So they didn't break it so far.
no,
Even if they stick like two in one class, two in another class, and another in a separate class,
yes,
that's not going to break it to where we're going to be going up against a 4400 all reflect team where one of them heals, one of them attacks all,
right.
one of them and they all have this insane tech.
Now, I will say this though, um, knowing that Ursina is a sorcerer, and I'm heavy into Mitsuko right now. I'm down a tier. I'm down to Ascension. Or not Ascension. Excuse me. I'm down to Emblem 5 or Set 5. Um,
Hmm.
it goes to our earlier debate of when is it a good idea to split the emblems between classes. So I recently had my split happen today. I actually did three into Magni and I have three into Panther. Um, and I was thinking about taking him out of Magni, but the way I have the team set up, Magni is such a big player right now on my blue shield down, defense down team. Now, the way I have my purple set up, Panther is such a big deal to my purple shield down setup for the slam dunk with either Hell or either Kage and Kiana. So with the Mitsuko, if you're sitting with Mitsuko and Ursina right now, you might, and let's say you're sitting on, I don't know, 200 plus emblems. If you had both of them maxed, this might be one of those situations where you have a 2 and 2, or I guess that would be what it is, or if you could get to six, do a 3 and 3 because of the simple fact that they're so good, their tech is so good individually, it doesn't make sense to not use both of them at the same time. Because if you have
Yeah,
for instance, those Junes, those Leonidas, that Mitsubishi guy, I can't think of his name ever. He does a hit
yeah,
three. The
the
Onitels,
Mitsubishi
yeah,
Eclipse guy.
yeah, the Onatel, yeah, even with Ravnir coming up, like
Yeah.
this is Ursina is the counter to Ravnir, right? To all of these guys, Poseidon.
Oh,
She is the counter to all these guys right now. So, these people are bringing these Poseidons and these teams and stuff like that. We have the fix, and I'm happy about that because I don't have Poseidon. I'm salty and mad at all you guys because I've got a lot invested in this. But at the same time, this 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 is where the split might be a good idea. This is another character with Mitsuko for the Shield because of the tech is so good. I would say as a player that's been playing for a while and the emblem being fresh and new, she is worth the split. I would say she's worth the split. If you start to get more
mm,
sorcerer emblems, go ahead and do half in Mitsuko, half in Ursina until you can fill them both up, topped off. But
that's
I think it's I think
that's
that's
interesting.
I think she's a splittable character. Um,
the the only reason why I would say someone probably wouldn't want to do that is Mitsuko has been a big investment for a lot of people in Alliance Wars defense,
right, right.
and for your emblems, that base five for your Alliance Wars, you really want to stick to that base five and just keep on them and not split those. So I think if Mitsuko is a major part of your Alliance War defense at 80 with talents, you might not want to split.
Okay, and
Um,
to piggyback on what you're saying, let me clarify what I'm saying. Okay, all right, that goes back. Okay, we talked about this a little bit last week when we mentioned emblems. There are 10 classes. Okay, you clearly can't have your defense with all 10 classes. Now,
Yep.
classes that you aren't using. Let's say, for instance, you're not using sorcerer. Okay, I don't know why you wouldn't, but let's say you're not using sorcerer. For instance, I'll just go off me. I happen to be using a barbarian. I happen to be using a wizard. I happen to be using an archer, and I happen to be using another barbarian, and I happen to be using a sorcerer. So that's my five. So I have barb, wizard, sorcerer, barb, and archer. My main archer is Athena. Um, my main wizard is Gwen, my main barb is Gravemaker, and my main sorcerer is Mitsuko. Cool. If you happen to have sorcerer emblems, let's say you happen to have, I don't know, 200 because you don't have a sorcerer. You happen to pull Ursena and you happen to pull Mitsuko this last Atlantis. Or you had Mitsuko and she's slowly coming up and you just got Ursena and they're not maxed. What I'm saying going forward, not having a sorcerer, not having a main class sorcerer, that's when the split might be a good decision because you've already got your five that are topped off with emblems. Now you have these two backups that have super good tech.
Hmm.
It might be okay to run a three emblem Ursena and a three emblem Mitsuko. I'm not saying
Yeah,
that's for everybody, but
that
it's what I'm saying is that
it, it,
until we have max meta heroes, that could be an argument. I could see that happening and
I
being worth it.
definitely I see that. I mean, I'm in the process of that right now where okay, my boss wolf is going to be ascended 6 months quicker than I anticipated.
Perfect example. I know exactly what you're about to go with. Go ahead.
So I have four levels of emblems into my horror call.
Right.
All right, which horror call with emblems is much better than horror call base. He's much better on defense with them. So okay, do I use my gems or a token and pull this for call, or do I just now that I know my boss wolf is gonna get ascended in a few weeks, do I just hold off and save and just restart on boss wolf because he isn't going to become one of my more main tanks for tournaments and such like that. So I'm going to have that split, but I'm not going to keep Boss Wolf and Horcall balanced with each other.
Right.
Boss Wolf will keep going. And then, but I also have that going on with Sorcerer right now, where I have 4 or 5 tiers into Isarnia.
Right. Right.
Um, or is
Asarnia
that
is
wizard? That's
yeah, she's wizard. Right.
wizard
Wizard. Oh, okay.
in my wizard class, and
Right.
so, but I also have Anzog,
Right. Right.
who I just maxed,
Yes.
and
Congratulations, by the way.
overall, thank you.
Hmm.
Overall, Anzog has more base power,
Right.
um, and better tech, and already performing really well on defense for me. It kept me at a 75% win rate on my last 20 defense
There you go.
attempts. So yeah, seeing that as opposed to seeing what my Sarnia with four four talents does on my defense. Now, am I going to pull from my Sarnia? Absolutely not. I like her. I use her all the time. Why? Because she does defense, crazy defense down against everyone. She's great. She's versatile. Um, but for the long run, it's going to be Anzog.
Right.
Um, and for my fighters, now I have my first. I had a Magni, but Magni was low on my list to ascend because I have so many better blues.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now that I have Miss Sandra, I know who my next blue is going to be to ascend because that's going to be my fighter. So I have 14 tiers of emblems into Hu Tao.
Hmm.
Um, and so Miss Sandra will be a great switch. So I'll use my token on my Hu Tao to completely get rid of those.
Right.
Um, but people are wondering why'd you put it into Hu Tao? Why? Because I wanted to. It was fun. I like pandas. I don't care.
Yeah. And see, that's another thing too. So, like for instance, and piggybacking on what you're saying, your five defense people cannot be all the same class. I mean, you could. I mean, fine. If you want to run five sorcerers, five fighters, five archers, absolutely archers. I can see that happening hands down. Now, if you happen to have, I guess it's Rumpel, Ursena, Mitsuko, and I don't know who the other five sorcerers are. Just like maybe two or three sorcerers that I see. But like what we're getting at, or I guess Quintus is one. But what we're getting at is like that five defense. Okay, max them, but that's only five classes. What are you doing with the other five classes of tokens? Now, for instance, I have a druid problem. Zimkaitha is going to be my first druid. Do I keep all into Zimkaitha, or do I wait for one of my other druids to come up? Like I got Master Lepus coming, I got some other people, and it's just one of those things. And I have a lot of druid emblems ready to go. I think they are going to go all into
Hmm.
Zimkaitha. She's going to be my main druid. I don't know why, but and I'm gonna call it that. Um, I have a cleric coming up, which is Ariel. I'm not going to split Ariel cleric. Ariel's considered one of the best players in the game. She's definitely top five. She deserves all of them. I think because of the fact I've already got my investment in Mitsuko, Mitsuko will be my sorcerer. Ursena will be there just for backup for her. She'll probably get some play, but she'll be backup. Um, it's just one of those type things. I was saying that to hit on again that opposite five of what that defensive team is, those can be split. Like two fighters, I'm not running fighters on my defensive team. I'm running fighters when I'm going offense though, and so my purple team has got a better fighter now, and my blue team has a better fighter now. Druid, my red team will have a better Druid now, but I don't have another Druid to match it, so Druid's going to get maxed. Um, Archer. Archer, unfortunately, it's too many of you guys in the game. I had to pick one. I choose you, Athena. It is what it is. Um, you
For
know,
archers, he means rangers.
yeah, Rangers. Sorry, I said I don't know why I keep calling them archers, but
because I mean you have Leanna, you have a Lassie, they all have bows and arrows. Kagan is in there even though he should be a barbarian.
Buddy's an archer. Yeah, exactly. Kagan should be a barbarian. Yeah, it's.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk about archers. They
Kagan
get
should
they
be
get
a
on my nerves.
barbarian.
And
But
then
yeah, the Rangers are stacked. Like it's really sad that Leanna and Lassie have to be in the same
Rangers,
class.
Wizards, and Rangers and Wizards. Yeah, maybe those are the two for sure emblems and classes they need to rework. They for sure need to rework
Yeah.
them. Clerics kinda, but not really. I'm okay with clerics. Barbarians is close to that. I'd say Barbarians is the third one that they might have to revisit later on. And then the last one I believe is fighters. I don't think they have the right people in fighters sometimes. I think it should be a
Well,
few.
they're never gonna switch people around.
You know, because they already they already have it, but they could do all right from going forward. They could do make better choices. Um, I think that Tarlac should have been a druid. I don't think Tarlac should have been a monk. I see him being a monk, but like I think a monk is not having a weapon, and sure enough, he has a Hawaiian battle axe sword thing. I could go in further, but I just think they should rework him a little better. I'm actually fine
Yeah.
with Ursena being a sorcerer. That kind of makes sense. She's an evil sorcerer, like she's a female
Hmm.
sorcerer. I get that. I think of wizards for some reason as being a male because of like wizard and witch. But I get that.
You're
What is it?
sexist.
I guess I could be considered sexist, but you know what I'm saying. I guess wizard being Gwen. I think Guinevere could have been a monk. Like Gwen would make better better
I'm
better sense as someone who doesn't get benefit from defensive down. Improve her tanking ability. Like
yeah.
your boy Cutchin. He is the weirdest cleric in the world. Like no mana resist. The dude dodges. He does too much stuff. Aaron having the same thing as being a monk, and he just resists everything already with his special. Like they could have done something better there. And then like we're going back to Muggy. Muggy's a fighter, but he reses everybody else, so he just has a normal res, and he has res on his special. It's just one of those things that could have reworked and made him a little better. But enough
Yeah.
about that. Now let's talk about
Yep.
something that's coming up in the future, and that we are still kind of, I think it's a little lackluster, not necessarily the favorite event, but here we go. Pirates. Pirates is coming
So
out in
yeah, we
June, guys. That is the week in the second Thursday of the month, right? Second Thursday of the month. It will be Pirates.
yeah, it'll be pirates. I mean, as far as like heroes go, I mean, this might be the most lackluster banner in the game.
Yes. Um, I recently leveled Boomer, or yeah, Boomer. And don't get me wrong, Boomer's cool. The 20% they added to his special still doesn't make him worth the shield down. I believe will start to come into play a little later, but uh lackluster. Peters. Peter has a silence, but you're still able to catch a mana in the silence, and you can take an antidote and get rid of the silence. Lady Luck, right? Lady Luck has a
Yep.
great poison that hits three people, I believe, and I think it what is reduces their mana or it just reduces their health. Um, I know Sargoso's does three and it reduces.
She's dispellable, right?
All of them are dispellable. The
Yeah, all of
problem,
them are dispellable.
all of them dispellable. The only person who doesn't dispel but hits like a truck is Captain, and
Uh, yeah, he's if I had to choose, like, okay, I'm just going to I can choose one of them. It would be Kestrel.
yeah,
Especially if you have a Falcon. This is why I love Kagan and his buff that he recently got is because when you have a Falcon and you have a Kestrel or a Kagan with that triple hit right behind, it's the same reason why I like Thorn and Richard alongside Frida and Elkanong alongside Evelyn is that you just get this massive, massive hit.
yeah, yeah, you do. Um, and you know what? He's kind of, funny thing is I guess you could say Captain Kestrel is actually the reverse of Kage, whereas you get more mana with Captain hitting harder. Kage, the more health you have, and also Ursena, the more health you have, they hit harder, which I believe is better tech. So basically, what they did is they fixed Captain. If Captain would switch from mana to health, he'd be even better because you're actually waiting for his special to go off when people are ready for their specials to go off and hopefully kill him based off their mana, which I think is harder to gauge and makes them less player friendly, if that makes sense, because you're actually waiting for somebody to get fed and then shooting them out of the sky. Um, it's different. It's different. It's different play styles. Different. What's the word I'm looking for? It's different.
It,
Yeah, different play
it
style.
it's just a different play style. Peters has decent tile damage if I remember right, but I could be wrong on that because this is the only banner I have never ever done a single pull on.
I've done two, and I have three out of the five. I'm
Okay,
debating of
okay,
clearing it
okay,
or
but
not.
when I say a pull, I mean not even one token. When you say you've done a pull or two, you mean you've done a couple hundred.
I've done no, no, no. I mean a 10. I swear, I promise you, Pirates is the only one I have literally less than. I have less than 30 in right now. I have
Less than
two.
that, yeah.
I believe
So
that's
see,
factual live. You can see me live
so,
only pulling one time and getting captain, and then pulling
all right.
another time and getting Peter and Boomer, and I'm just like, I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
So you heard it. You heard it here. One pull for me is literally one pull. One pull for Killa is like 15. Okay.
uh 15. Wow, it's a 10. A 10 is one pull for me. I
No,
consider
no.
a
You said you had a couple pulls, and then you said I've done about 30.
No, I
So
said I
that
did
that
less
you
than
know.
30. Less than 30. Less than 30 means
Oh, okay.
less than
All
30
right.
means a
All right.
10 and a 10. I did a 10
Okay.
the first time I ever played it, I did maybe a 10, and then the second time I played it, I did a 10. And now I'm debating if I should just clean it up, but
All right.
I don't know if it's worth.
So you guys need to understand Killa. So when he says that he's done 20 pulls for this hero, he actually means like he's done like 200. Okay.
Wow. Wow. You're giving me a lot of credit. I appreciate that. Now, when you talk about Poseidon, you talk about Drake, and you're talking about Kage, oh yeah, I'm in about the 200 pull status for all three of those guys. Everybody else
and how
came naturally and let the
and
pull be with you.
and how is Poseidon and Drake treating you?
I hate them both. And you know what? Let's talk about Poseidon Drake. You know what happened? You know what's going on? Now that he scratched my itch, now that he pressed my red button, we have to go there. This is exactly why I have 51 orbs because I never got my Poseidon and Drake. I'm waiting on, you know what? Maybe I need to get my orbs down, and then Poseidon and Drake will come, and then I can't level them up. That's what'll happen. That's what I need. That's what I need to do. That's too funny. Oh my god. The next time I go ham is Drake. So yeah. Oh,
And don't forget, guys, Killa has that on video that he is going to slow down on his
I
pulls,
I'm slowing
but
down.
he but slowing down for Killa is clearing the Sands banner, so he doesn't
Yes.
have to worry about it next year,
Yes, absolutely.
and and still opening up every Atlantis Ascension chest. So still doing like 90 pulls on Atlantis is slowing down for
Yes, it
Killa.
is. Yes, it is. So let's I'll be honest with you. It's all for research for the channel. Like honestly, you can't compare event heroes and season heroes if you don't have them all. So it's for science. That's
It's for science.
it's for
For
science.
science sake. Yep. No, I mean it makes sense. It
It's
makes sense.
science, man. Gotta do it for
But
science.
but going back to if if you guys are looking to try to go for first place, I don't know if this is necessarily an event that's worth it to use your items on.
And here's where I'm gonna
Some
totally disagree with you. But go ahead.
The only reason I would say is to go for ascension material and like that. But as far as like doing big pulls, I think that you're better off waiting for the Atlantis banner to come back up at the end of June and get your Ravnir then. Just be
Yeah.
patient and get your Ravnir at the end of the month. I think it's really interesting that it lined up to where Ravnir probably going to be one of the more sought after hero of the months this year.
On
To
a purple
combat
banner.
those on a terrible on the one probably the banner that they make the least amount of money on for events.
Okay, so he's on a terrible summons banner or whatever. I always say banner, sorry. Terrible
Yeah,
summons. But he's also on the summons that he actually would probably do the most work. He's on a purple shield banner. So
yeah.
they're giving us a yellow hero for a purple shield up.
Hmm.
So I know for a fact Drake was on Grim Forest. I don't know. I don't remember which one Anatel was. Anatel was I think November. So I don't know who that was. But I will say this: I do like that Ravnir is showing up on his opposite shield. So I'm happy with that. I agree with you 100%. This is definitely a money grab, but I do like that the most sought off hero is for the I think this last tier of hero of the months
Hmm.
on the Sands event.
But
So it actually gives you a chance to pull them on a lackluster summons with the Pirates, but also a sought after summons with this summer event kicking off. And you have deals to get them.
hmm.
So they kind of, it's a catch
Yeah,
22. They gave you 50% of what you
yeah.
didn't want, and gave you 50% what you did want. Well, you would love
Well,
Ravnir to
well,
show up on Wonderland in summer event, but that's just not what we're going to get.
yeah. Well, no, I mean the summer event should be out at the end of June.
Yeah.
So yeah, save it for the end of June. Save it for Atlantis. Save your token. Save your gems. Save your tokens. Guys, just don't get anxious for the Pirates to pull on. Wait for the Sands event at the end of June. Wait for Atlantis at the end of June. Get your Ravnir then. In the meantime, if you know you're going to max them out, unless you're an absolute whale, you just don't freaking care. But even then, at this point, the whales, I don't know how much more they want to pull on the Pirates banner, anyways.
And with that said, this is where my argument is with you. You said, I don't know if I'd use the items on a win for the Pirates event. This is where I think the Pirates event is actually the easiest to win right now. Pirates is the most lackluster pools, it's the lackluster heroes, and it has the most, nobody really sought after it. So therefore, why are these big players who've already won this event, who already got top 100,
Mhm.
who already got the top, have already got their Captain Kestrel, have already got their Lady Lock, whoever you got their Sargoso, want to lock again. I think this is the event you could actually challenge Zero for number one. This is the event you can challenge these guys from Crystal Palace for number one in the Epic. This is where you could definitely win a rare event because these people have already won this event multiple times and it's not really worth the win. Maybe they're saving up for the next event, which is Wonderland, which I would do if I've already won this event. If I already got my Sargoso icon, I'm not getting another one. I would go after it if you do have the chance. If you're trying to make a strike for a number one, get your name on the wall. I think Pirates is the absolute event to actually take that charge and actually get a nice place, and then you can actually make a dent in it and get one of these heroes for free because nobody else wants them because they either already have multiples of them or it's just a lackluster event. The event itself placing, I think, is a better. This is a better event. Wonderland next month, I think it's gonna be crazy again. Uh,
Wonderland is going to be just as crazy as it was in the first one. It was
Probably more crazy.
super highly competitive. It was very highly competitive.
Absolutely,
I re-
absolutely.
I was at first making a run for top 100. Then I realized I was going to be about a 200 axis short. Keep in mind I had like 300 on deck, and I was
Yeah.
also trying to make a run on the legendary. I was just doing the math. I'm like, there's too many people using up too much stuff. I am gonna hold off and let it taper off for a bit. I'll save my stuff for the next event and place higher in the next event. That's exactly what I did.
And speaking of which, so we're talking about event and placing and traveling.
So,
Next year during season three, I'll probably try to do more pushes on the events because I'll
mhm.
be not pulling hopefully on season three. We'll say hopefully. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
no. So
that
yeah,
makes sense. But for pirates, say someone does want to place in the events. If you do want to place in the pirates event, you have to have Malia for rare.
yeah,
You have to have Wukong and Jackal for epic. Um, you have to have Wukong and Jackal and a mix of people. And I would even for epic, I would even argue that you also have to have Gretel.
yeah.
I think Gretel is really good. Legendary event, you can play around with your roster a little bit more, but again, you're still gonna need a Wukong and a Guardian Jackal.
If you were
Um,
set up to be prepared for a Ravnir, Ravnir would definitely give your chances a lot better in the legendary event if you're set up already. And what I
yeah.
mean by set up already is if you took that Atlantis Rising or last month time to get the exact amount of heroes and ham storage for if you got Ravnir, you could immediately ascend
Hmm.
him to four to max. He would be the number one character I'd say to go against Pirate Legendary to make a place. That would give you an edge
Absolutely.
for the number one spot. Now, I know for a fact that some of the higher end players, for instance, our Crystal Palace, our 7D higher end guys,
Or
they're ready to go for 'em. So if you came
yeah,
out the gate and got them
they've
ahead of
been
time,
saving.
all right, if the RNG's in your favor, you happen to get them right for that event and max them, you'd be in a 1% class is what I'm trying to say of having a max Ravnir. If you're one of 10 people that have a max Ravnir the day he comes out, trust me, going on to this Pirates event, you're gonna still
Mhm.
be in that 1% of people that have a max. I think maybe 100 people will have Ravnir max by the Pirates, if that. And it probably is more. I'm probably just undershooting because it's a lot of people play this game, but
No, I think 100 is 100, no more than 500.
right, 100 to
But I
500,
think
yeah,
around I mean there's going to be the whales
yeah,
who they'll have Ravnir, they'll pull him on the first day he's out, just off of whatever season one banner is up. They don't
yeah,
care, and they'll max them right away because they've been saving for the last month, waiting for Ravnir to release.
yeah,
Um, so similar stuff has happened with other really good hero of the months, and a lot of the whales, some of them, which this is something that I eventually want to get in the rhythm of doing, is they pretty much only level up like their hero of the months,
nice,
and they essentially just save for the hero of the months. Now that changed a bit more when season two released and we got more season two legendaries, because season two 5 stars come with a lot of base power.
yeah,
Hero of the months will be like 765, 768, but you'll have season twos coming in at 775, 774. Um, so that changes it around a little bit, the season two meta, but I mean, they're still playing a similar game
yeah,
of just prepping for next month's release. And as soon as that next month release comes out, they instantly max them, and then they just redo it and reprep for the next month's release.
yeah. Uh,
So
we're getting
yeah,
close to.
Pirates.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
You're right. You're right. I think because it is a lackluster event, there are going to be a lot of people like me that are not going to that could compete in it, that just
Just won't.
we're gonna save our items for another thing. I don't have the production capabilities. I don't farm enough like the whales do to challenge every event and place in every event.
Right.
Um, even in the events where I placed top 100 back, it still doesn't give me enough enough crafting materials to be able to keep up with that.
Right.
It all comes from farming. So, um, if you have the items and you have the team, definitely go for it and give it a shot.
Guys, it's about that hour mark. We're gonna wrap up the closing thoughts. I believe we all think Atlantis Rising was a hit. Some people have said that's the best event that Empires and Puzzles has brought to us. I would have to concur. I think it's better than even the event summons because you actually, if you have the gems, you can actually make your luck with the summons because you can actually get 100 tokens to do another pull. I like that. I did like the fact to reduce energy costs. I was able to turn out two rares, um, Muggy and Malia, or Muggy and I think it was somebody else, and then I was able to turn out Gretel, and then I'm slowly working on Ariel now. So that's three new characters I added to my team just for the, and that was just off the heroes I was getting, the 1 and 2 stars I was getting from farming. So that was great. Book bags went through the roof. My items for crafting items are through the roof right now. I believe I don't ever have to worry about any ascension materials for any hero from levels 1 through 3 rare and 1 through 2 epic or legendary ever again in my life. Um, uh, Pirates, we still think is lackluster. We think that is the event to go after if you're trying to compete. For new players, I would relax on a pull on this one. Um, I would pull if you're a collector,
Save for the
maybe.
sands.
Yeah, save for the sands. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Save for the sands.
If
Save
you're
for the sands in Atlantis. The longer term, the more Atlantis pulls you do, the
right,
more essential materials you're gonna get.
right,
Um, so yeah, and guys, if you haven't already stopped pulling on season one banners, unless it's a seasonal event like the Sands, like the Easter Bunny event, Halloween, and Christmas, those are the only times you should be pulling on a season one type
or
banner.
using gold coins. Period. Yeah,
Or
yeah,
yeah, or using gold coins.
yeah.
But even
Using
then,
gold
you should be
coins.
saving your gold coins for the seasonals.
Yep. I'd say this is
So
this is where my gold coins are going. Is now towards the sands, and then after that, I think it's Christmas, and if they
because you
open up
because
another
you
one,
because you can skip Halloween because you cleared that banner,
yeah,
right?
Halloween is done. Halloween's done.
Yeah.
Another
So
Victor would be cool, but no, I'm good.
yeah, guys, unless you're an absolute whale and you don't care and you just want to have your Ravnir right away, if you know that you're going to go for Ravnir, start prepping for him. He's a must-have. If you're in a top 100 alliance,
Yep.
top 200 alliance, you might probably top like 150 alliance or so. You might see a random 13 star here or there. If you're in a top alliance, you're going to be seeing 13 and 14 stars soon, and having your Ravnir
You know
for
what?
those purples.
We totally missed something that should have definitely happened. I hit it on in my channel on Friday with Atlantis Rising and the amount of levels that people were gaining. Um,
Oh yeah, we got to touch on that. We got to touch on that.
I don't know about any other
Um,
7 days, but I'm sure they did the same as us. We're 7 days ascending, and we are now on a 15 because we just cleared that Titan. I just saw it pop up and I pulled the game up, and then I closed it
yeah,
because I think that's what caused the lag. We're
I
on a
got a
fifth.
Damascus blade,
We're on a 15. Lucky you. We're on a 15 12-star streaking Titan. Period.
and we
We're
killed this 12-star ice hammer giant so quick.
in 10 hours. He's dead. No, excuse me. No, it was right at 14
Wait,
hours.
yeah,
Yeah, 14 hours. Because he popped as I was going through Asheville. So, guys, if Atlanta Rising is not this is a real alliance check, and that's what I was saying to people. This is a real alliance check. If you're in an alliance right now that's not clearing Titans, cool, and you're trying to be progressive, keep going to an alliance until you get to an alliance that clears. Now, if you're in an alliance that was stuck on 9 star or stuck on 10 stars, and you had 4 people leveling or were doing pretty good in Atlantis Rising, and they got at least one level, and that 9 or 10 star that you're stuck on still didn't go down, it might be time to make that change to a more progressive 9 or 10 star guild alliance, excuse me, because it was no reason not to clear these Titans this time. I mean, I think we had 4 to 5, maybe even 7 people level per day during the Lance
and
Rising
like
event.
we didn't even have to try. I
Right.
was using basic items. we're a top. We ranked. What do we get up to? 32nd in the world
Yeah,
this weekend.
yeah, we were pretty high. Uh, but what and hitting on what he's saying, I haven't seen an alliance, and I mean this is the best one I've been in, but I have never seen an alliance to have 10 plus people in 200K above on a Titan, and that was happening
and and
hands down.
because we're all leveling up.
Right, because and I and
I
I'm
think I
I,
think
I
I
hit
think
on
everyone
this.
in the alliance leveled up this weekend.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this, and this is to help the community and also help us. But Atlantis Rising is now the new progression point for all alliances. Period. It doesn't make a difference. Now I know that the tickets that people had will probably never be what it was now because, like, if you were one of those people that had 1,000 tickets, 1,000 flasks, and you saw this rate, it probably was too enticing for you not to dump all the flask into it. I don't know if you had enough time to, but if you did, you probably did. But at this point forward, going on in Empires and Puzzles, Atlantis Rising or any Rising event that they do season 3 or 4 or 1 from here on out is now the progression point for Titans. Um, you're going to see levels happen for players across boards. Like this is the point. If you're level, I'd say 30 to 40, if you didn't jump 1 or 2 levels, uh, that was your. I mean, this was your opportunity to do that. But also as an alliance, if you saw a third of your alliance jump levels, that was your point to say, hey, we've been striking out on these tens. When we get another 10 right here between Thursday and Saturday,
Mhm.
we're going to make that strike and we're going to kill our first 10 star. We're going to kill our first
Eh,
11 star. We're going to kill our first 12 star. It made no sense not to. You discipline your alliance, you discipline yourself, you hold off on that level, you wait for that Titan to pop, you put your 3 in, you get that level, you put your other 3 in around the same time, and you get another 3 before that thing ends, and you kill it in 24 hours. This was the point of that happening. This was the I don't know that Empires and Puzzles meant to do this, but this was the progression point made clear. Period. Dot. End of sentence. This weekend, like that happened. Atlantis Rising is it. Rising events, whatever they're gonna call them, the events like this. This is that point. This is that part in the game to where progression is done once a month. You should be improving during these parts of the game if they do it ever again.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So like, and also on the opposite end, if you're in an alliance and you saw barely anyone level up, get
Yes.
out of there.
Get out of there. Get out of there. That's not a. And the reason I have to say this is for my cheap to play, my kind of play with money, my whale, my goldfish, my dolphin, my Moby Dick. You guys know if you have more than $500 invested in this game, which that dad does, I don't care if he lies to you and tell you he doesn't. He does.
No, I'm open. I'm open about how much
I'm
money I
joking.
spend.
I'm joking.
I'm at $595 now.
So cool. If you're one of these people that have literally a car payment invested in a game and you're not making progression, you need to move to a place to make a
Man, that's
progression.
a nice car.
It's
$600 a month car
a
payment.
maybe he's got a luxury car, whatever. But
That's a
and
nice
that's
car.
and that's what I'll say in closing because we're reaching that hour mark and I don't want these to be too much longer than that. But uh, that was great. I'm super happy for this month. It looks like June's gonna have a jam-packed month full of stuff. I do.
Yep.
If the summer event does happen, which I hope it does happen, I hope it happens either the second or third week, like they usually been dropping. I'll be happy then. But if it drops that third and fourth week, that's still awesome, and even
Yeah,
trails on into
it's gonna
July.
drop. It's gonna drop around that same time every month, and they'll continue to release new heroes through that. Again, guys, if you're an alliance and barely anyone leveled up, or only one or two of you leveled up, it's time to get out of there. If you're in an alliance and they're not understanding that during Atlantis Rises is the time to move up into the next tier Titan
Yeah.
because you guys are leveling up, then you might want to move on to a stronger alliance. If
Up.
you are an alliance that's teeter tottering, streaking 12 stars, then you're going to be streaking 12 stars for a while through
Yes,
Atlantis Rising.
yes. Another thing I will say, as and I'll put this out there for the 70 uh, A family, we're actually going to try to during this event. We're coordinating it now, guys, but we're going to actually try to do a 12 or a Titan in an hour around this event, just to show you guys the power of the Atlantis Rising. Um, that
Hmm.
is confirmed that we're going to do one in an hour. It is unconfirmed when. And I've talked to our leader, Era, and Era is going to try to push the progress. We're going to organize it, and we're going to actually do it on, I think, the Stronghold because that dad's in the alliance as well, and so we will do this one show in the near future. Don't count it for this month in June or July. I believe it's probably going to be
Mhm.
somewhere around the fall, maybe in the winter. It's a lot of coordination because these guys are real coordinated, real accurate. But we're going to try to knock out a Titan for you guys of the higher end level on the Stronghold in an hour. And I think that's gonna be great, great news.
And who knows? Maybe even by then we might do it to a 13 star. We if we save up our flasks, we could do it to a
Right.
13 star.
And
You
if
know,
if if the Ravnir pops, who knows? Maybe 13
yeah.
stars are bubblegum. Who knows? So
Yeah, exactly. But that leads into next week. We will be going into Ravnir,
yes,
and we will be talking about a hidden class that me and Killa talk about a lot. That
absolutely.
not a lot of the player base really considers a class, but that's a gambler class. And I think that there's going to be a lot of heroes that fit into that gambler class that you might not realize.
Yes, yes, we will,
So
guys. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna sign off. Any you want to send us away, that dad?
yeah, guys, we appreciate you joining in. If you're watching this stream live now, thanks for joining in live, taking your time. If you're watching it later, hit us up in the comment section below of your thoughts and everything about the discussion and what you look forward to with Ravnir. So we appreciate it, guys, and always be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for us. We do appreciate it. It does help out the show a lot, and it will help us get a sponsor so that we can do bigger and better shows down the line.
All right, man. I'll catch you guys later. Kill it out. Peace.